Welcome to the Spirit Podcast, and this show is brought to you by Ivy League Brand.
Yeah, that's right, guys. We have an official sponsor. Go check them out at ivyleaguebrand.com, ivyleaguebrand.com. Use promo code Spirit Podcast to get yourself 16% off your purchase.
And the link will be in the description to go to that website, and thank you very much. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Spirit Podcast episode, I don't even know anymore, 78?
79.
I think 8 got deleted. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, dude, we had that really good one, and then you
Yeah.
fucked it up. You had one job.
I do have one job, yeah. Right.
And you fucked it.
Producer, editor,
Producer, editor, social media content writer.
and co-host.
I'd bring nothing.
You got here. That's your point.
That's very true. This is our first in-person podcast.
In a while.
In a bit.
With Corona, everything, and now you can't go downtown unless you're African American.
I don't even call it Corona anymore. I just call it Scamdemic.
Scamdemic. Yes, isn't that amazing how the world's kind of taken that turn?
Well, no, because it's okay to go to a protest because the virus knows better not to be at a protest, but you can't celebrate your graduations or anything because the virus knows to be there but not the protest.
I don't know how anyone feels about the whole, protests and all that stuff. I don't even want to go into it too much, but how do you think the rest of the world feels knowing that they couldn't bury their grandma, they couldn't bury their dad, their loved one, but yet now are going to watch the world go to a guy's funeral?
Dom, that's very privileged of you to say it like that.
It is
Can't
privileged
believe why
to me.
you would even say
It is privileged.
No,
to
it's
me.
so true, man. It's such there's so much, what is it, hypocrisy? Is that the word? Of it goes back and forth.
It is very hypocritical.
Very hypocritical. Thank you. And it just, none of it is making sense. Like, they'll say one thing, then they'll go back on that one thing. And if it's something that they need to get done, then everything's okay with the COVID shit. And then, remember how the WHO, they said once the protest was starting that it's now it's rare that it's very hard for the virus to be contracted from somebody else. It's got to the point where now it's rare.
Yeah.
But then as soon as the protests were starting to slow down, they're like, oh, wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really know about that, So and then they started to go and rant about that, but dude,
I mean,
I don't know anymore. I really don't know anymore.
let's see.
Yeah, Jamie, look it up.
I'm looking it up. How many times they have changed their and this is what pisses me off about the internet. Here we go. This is what pisses me off about social media. This is what pisses me off about Google and Facebook, YouTube. They're not a platform. Google's now a publisher.
Yeah.
And YouTube's now a publisher, which means that before it used to be come share ideas, come put whatever, good, bad, ugly, whatever, come share ideas and let people discuss, let people ridicule you, let people agree with you. Now it's, you said something we don't like, so now we're going to take you off. There's
even Google's doing that.
I just typed in CDC. How many times has the CDC changed about COVID? And all it is CDC.gov. There's nothing
See, that's
nothing.
what's so confusing about, they'll be okay, we can do our research and you can do yours, but we can't. We can't do our own research. You're not letting us. You're not letting people be on our side by doing their own research. Because every research that they want to go out and learn more things, it's going to be biased against us.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. You have channels on YouTube that are big channels that if they mention coronavirus, they get pulled.
Pulled meaning
They get demonetized. Their video could be taken off of YouTube. Then if you post something about coronavirus on Instagram, you get a link instantly added to your post to the CDC. Your post had something to do with coronavirus. We have attached a link for you about the coronavirus to your fucking whatever.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I understand that there is a it's a game we're playing with it. We don't know, it's new, we have no idea what's going on with it. It's a novel disease, so no one knows quite what's going on. But first you tell me, did you notice that they said you can't spread coronavirus if you're asymptomatic? You can't spread it if you're asymptomatic. For one day they said that. The next day they said, well, actually the studies aren't completely conducive. Do you know what happened in that 24 hours?
What?
George Floyd's funeral.
And dude, if you look in, remember when we were talking about on Xbox the other day?
Mm-hmm.
If you look into this George Floyd death, sketch.
It is sketchy.
Sketch.
But you can't say that.
No, you can't. Like, we're probably going to get demonetized or whatever. Demonetized just because I said that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that fucks with me the most, dude, a lot of my friends are going in EMT and their EMT school and everything. We had conversations about this last night. If you watch the George Floyd film, not of the death itself, but like after it, a ambulance shows up and not one EMT was on scene. Not one EMT was there.
Yeah,
you were the one that told me about it. Not one EMT was there. All sheriffs got out of that EMT thing. Did not try to resuscitate him whatsoever.
Nope.
Immediately put on a stretcher and put it into the ambulance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's against the law.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure you have to try and
you have to resuscitate. You have to do compressions. You have to try to resuscitate as best as you can. That was not done. They simply picked him up, put him on a stretcher, and put him in a car. That's it. Because if they tried to resuscitate him, they'd hurt him because he was alive. I'm not a. I don't want to say I'm not a conspiracy. But see, like, here's the thing. I don't want people to listen to this and go, "You guys don't care about." No, I do care. I care about truth and I care about justice for every single person, despite the color of your skin or what person you want to go to bed with at night or persons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I respect whatever you want to do, to the extent where I won't attack you in the street.
Yes.
And belittle you or whatever, unless you come at me and then I'll start throwing stuff at you about, what I think, blah, blah, blah.
But that's not saying
but
that
this isn't...
That's not saying that no matter what, you're going to put your truths away just to not hurt somebody's feelings.
Right. But what I'm saying is that the whole thing stinks. It's weird. It is a weird thing where we're stuck in right now, where there's so many... If someone dies, there shouldn't be this many questions, There shouldn't be that many questions about what the fuck happened. And why did the cop who killed George Floyd think he was a realtor?
Think who was a realtor?
The cop who killed George Floyd. His neighbor thought he was a realtor. He's like, I didn't know he was a cop. I thought he was a realtor. Like, he'd been living across the street from him for a while.
I had no idea he was a cop.
No idea he was a cop.
And didn't the same guy that did George Floyd's autopsy was the same guy that did Jeffrey Epstein's? Who else?
JFK. John F. Kennedy, if that's for anyone, former president of the United States who got murdered by the government. Martin Luther King Jr. as well. This
isn't us trying to defend the cop in any way.
No.
I hope everybody listening realizes that. This is us trying to find the truth. If it's true that was a cop and George Floyd died from that and there's nothing sketchy about it, that is awful.
Yes.
Nobody agrees that was right.
No one.
No one agrees that is right. And if you are, you done fucked up.
Yeah, you're not someone you want to associate with.
Not at all. But when visual evidence comes out,
that's suspect
of it, we're trying to find the truth. And it's not because we're not trying to defend the cop because we're racist.
Or we're just white trying to defend cops. No. I defend cops because they have an extremely hard job to do, but when they're wrong, they have to be held accountable just as much as anyone else does. But that's the thing. Now we're saying it doesn't matter. Laws don't matter. Like the thing that happened in Atlanta. Rules don't matter, apparently.
No.
So any one of us can go... I shouldn't speak too loudly. We are outside.
We are outside. It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day. We got an umbrella. He's spitting into a Dunkin' Donuts thing.
I'm scared I'm going to drink that later because it looks like coffee.
But what I was saying is, like, apparently laws don't matter because what happened in Atlanta, this is the facts. These are the things that happened. Okay, for anyone that's listening and wants to get wee-weed up about it, this is what happened.
Let's put our tinfoil caps on.
The guy was drunk, drove to a Wendy's, fell asleep in the drive-thru. Cops tried to do a field sobriety test, didn't want to do it, started arguing and fighting with the cops. So when you refuse to do a breathalyzer or if you refuse to do a field sobriety test and you're clearly visibly drunk, the cops have every right to arrest you.
Yes.
So the cops try to arrest him. He fights back. He struggles. He starts punching the cops. So already we've committed 2 felonies. We've driven drunk. We've assaulted a police officer. We've resisted arrest. We've stolen a cop's taser We fired the taser at a cop, regardless if it works or not. I don't care what people say, oh, it didn't even work and they shot him. Okay, how's the cop in a high tense situation supposed to fucking know that? He fired a taser at the cops and the cops shot him. If I did that, if you did that, if anyone did that, the same thing is going to happen.
They'd be in the wrong.
Right. But see, I wouldn't do that because I know I'm in the wrong. And I know when wrong is wrong. I wouldn't drive drunk in the first place. So it's sad for him and his family that he passed away. It's sad for him and his family that he died. But why are we now taking responsibilities, or we're not even holding the person responsible anymore? We're not.
What do you think? Okay, so let's play devil's advocate here. Not really devil's advocate. Let's say everything that has gone down with the George Floyd death is true.
Yep.
Right? What most people believe, right? And I have no reason to believe it until this whole suspect thing came up. But that's just me with the tinfoil cap on. If it comes out to be true, then that's weird as fuck. But let's just say everything is true about it, right?
Yes, everything the main
the
populace
mainstream
believes.
media and the mainstream, what everybody saw, that was a cop. George Floyd was
Dead.
murdered. What do you think should happen continuing now with the cops?
I think you give them more money.
More money for more training.
Yes.
Because, okay, this is how, because I was trying to be a cop for a while. This is how the whole cop system works, right? You go to, first off, some cops, departments, you don't need a 4-year degree.
Yeah.
You could just test out of high school. Which now I'm starting to think you should at least have a bachelor degree in criminal justice, right?
Yes.
Then you go through something called the police academy, which takes 3 to 6 months, I'll say.
Yeah.
And then from there, you're trained on duty, and that's it.
Yep.
Then you're put into high situations working 12-hour shifts, right? And once again, this is me not defending cops. This is just me telling you the truth on how becoming a cop works, right? So you come out of the academy, you get some on-job training for a year. You're like on probation. You have to ride with an officer before you go out alone. And then that's all the training you get, man. Yep. Besides meetings and whatnot, you're working 12 hours a day, and you're working, 5 days a week, 4 days a week or whatever?
You have to, I think it's like 3 days on, 3 days off, or some shit
Something
like that. It also depends on the department you're
Exactly. But those, I really think how cops should work is you're 3 days on, those other 3 days you're not working.
Yeah.
There should be at least 1 or 2 days where you are training.
Yeah.
On
like a mandatory 8 hours a day.
Yes. Weekly training on situations that could happen.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that goes on the SEALs. Jocko Willink talked about this.
Yeah.
There is not enough training in the actual cop system itself. So, if you start to defund the police, that is going to start with less training. Less training. More of this shit happening.
More of this
Way
shit
more of this
shit
shit
and
happening.
also now there's no incentive to be a police officer because now everyone is going to be hateful to see. You don't want to be a cop anymore.
I don't want to be a cop anymore.
Yeah.
Hell no,
because everyone's
dude.
going to be hateful to see you.
Yes.
And like a Bleacher Report, the fucking whatever, the sports thing, posted a video of how sad is this, and it was a black kid playing basketball in his driveway, and the kid hid behind a car when a cop car drove by. First off, I think I did that. But second off, why are you afraid of the police officer? If you are doing nothing wrong, hey, you know what? Here's a way to never get arrested. You ready for it? Don't break the law.
Whoa.
Don't break the law.
That's insane, bro.
Do not break the law. And that is, that's white privilege of you. How is that? Everyone's accustomed to the same laws. I don't know what it's like to be black. I don't. But I know what it's like to be just calm, cool, and collected when it comes to police officers.
No, you're right about lesser, I don't want to say less appropriate people to become a cop. There's going to be none of them now.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I would have been a pretty good
Right.
opportunity, like, to become a cop, right? But when a third in line of a department says to his son, I will do anything for you not to become a cop because his son wants to become a cop.
Yeah.
When a third in line, and he's been a cop for more than 20 years, says to you, I will do anything for my son not to become a cop because of the situation nowadays, I'm hearing that like,
Right. Yeah.
Like,
you're right on the money. There needs to be more training.
There needs to be more training.
There needs to be more money funneled into the police department so that they can train themselves like the SEALs do, where they are able to go into a situation that's high tense, high stress, high what's the word I'm looking for? adrenaline, high adrenaline,
Yes.
and be able to come out of it.
And not make any
Out of that.
decisions upon emotional response.
Right.
No decisions are good when in an emotional state.
Now, unless it's picking up Chick-fil-A on a drive home from a bad
you
experience.
bet your ass, man.
That's a different.
I got off at 11:15 last night after working 12 hours, and I ate too much at Wendy's. You know when you're ordering at Wendy's
Yes.
and the person asks you, is that going to be it? 3 times? 3 times? I think that's a lot.
What was your order?
It was a spicy chicken sandwich, large meal, large fry.
Classic.
Another spicy chicken sandwich just by itself.
Yes.
An order of 10 spicy chicken nuggets.
Got to. You're spicy, man.
I'm a
All right.
spicy man, and that did not play well the next day.
No.
Learned that
No,
real
no.
quick.
No.
And a large diet Dr. Pepper.
I don't see anything wrong with that order.
That's a lot of food, Dom.
I see something maybe wrong with the second sandwich, but I've done that.
2 sandwiches, 10-piece,
Yeah.
large fry,
Yeah.
large diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
I have 5 things.
Did you spend your money at Wendy's because they donated money to the Trump campaign?
Let's say yes.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, you're a racist.
No, it's not just because they're right next to my work.
Yeah.
for sure.
That
For
does it,
sure.
Yeah. But back on the topic, I definitely think you need more money because, and this is what's funny is that everyone and their mother is so virtue signaling. They're like, oh, defunding the police sounds crazy when you realize we've been defunding education for years. Do you want to know why we defund education?
Why?
Because there's no tax base in the area you're defunding it in. You can't pay for schools if you have no taxpayer money. Do you know how you get taxpayer money into a place? Into a school district? Less crime. How does that happen? More policing. Because if you have an area, let's say you and I want to open a business. Let's say you and I want to get a rental property for our podcast. We want to get a little spot like Joe Rogan has to have a studio.
Give us 5 years. Give us 5 years.
Give us 5.
Give us 5
10
years.
years.
Give us 12.
Give us 20. Give us 20 years. And so let's say we want to do that. And we're looking at properties. The property in the hood is going to be very cheap.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have to drive through the hood.
Yeah.
You might get shot, but it's $1,200, a lease.
Well, very interesting podcast.
Yeah, well, very interesting. Almost dying on the way there. But if we want to get a place up here or in Naperville, the lease is going to be, $6,000 a month. So you need safer communities to get people to come to those communities, to start businesses in those communities, to bring families into those communities, to pay taxes in the area they're living, to pay property tax, to pay income tax, to pay all this shit, so then you can have a better school. It's a very simple process. Less police equals more crime equals less taxpayers equal bad. Everything's bad.
See, now this is a situation where you've obviously done your research on this.
It's just common sense.
It's common sense, but you have to say you're more well-knowledged than most people when it comes to these situations. When it talks to politics in general, or it talks about situations where a lot of taxes involved, a lot of political things. Right? And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, I don't know, when it comes to things. Right?
It's sexy to say defund the police. You sound edgy. It's not smart, though.
It gives you some sort of power. I don't know what power that entails. I don't think it's good power. I think it's emotional power.
Right.
But no, like for the other day, and I'm bringing this up because we're not sitting here thinking we know everything. We're just sitting here thinking 2 nobodies talking about somebody's out for the truth.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of these discussions we have, like for one instance, I was talking to my brother's girlfriend the other day, and she was talking about climate change, right? But I was put in a position where I was like, I don't know enough to comment on that. Right? And I think it goes back to the whole cop situation where a lot of people are not well knowledge enough to comment on this, but are at an emotional state where they feel the need to, and when they feel the need to in an emotional state, it's not making sense.
No.
They keep going back and forward on their agreements and situations with people, and even with the whole statue gig, they literally tore down a statue for a person that literally freed slaves.
Yep.
Died freeing slaves.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Because he was white?
Yeah. It's crazy. I don't think he was white. I think he was a Spanish man. But anyway, you're right. We
Sorry
don't
about my little rant. I need to get that out there.
We don't know anything about history, but yet we're so quick to erase it. Like, and what I said to Vinny the other day was, that's the wonderful thing about history is that we can look at it and we can learn from it. Mm-hmm. But if you take it away and you don't even teach it the right way, you're doing yourself a disservice. You have to be able to look at someone, let's say like Christopher Columbus. Probably wasn't the greatest guy, but he did a lot of good. Mm-hmm. He did bad things, he did good things. We need to be able to objectively look at both those things that he did and say, like, when Trump, when in 30 years, when Trump's dead and not the president of the United States anymore, is he going to be looked at that way? Probably not.
Yeah.
Is Obama? Probably.
Can be looked at as like an
in a
amazing
good way.
person.
Yeah. But we need to be able to look at the good and the bad of something that someone did for history. You have to be able to do that. You can't just erase it. Like, I'm not saying you put up a statue of fucking Hitler, but there are people. One could even say he did some good things for Germany. Mm-hmm. Not the whole world. The guy was an awful prick. But there are people that it doesn't, just because it serves you to remove them from some monument or to remove them from some statue they have, doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
It is a reminder, too, of where we came from.
And it's a little weird that the people that they're tearing down are obviously dead. And everything is written down. Every move they've made is on a page. Mm-hmm. Right? If you take a normal person, and let's say they just died today, and they have a whole page written down about their life, do you not think they made any fuck-ups?
Right.
Do you, like...
Right.
What is that saying?
Exactly.
Like, they're judging people that are on such a high level of criticism because every move they make is obviously looked at. Mm-hmm. Let's put you in that situation, man. Let's put anybody in that situation of every single move you make. Damn sure I'd be fucking...
Yeah.
Yeah,
there'd be some eyebrow raisers right there.
Yeah, of course.
Did the Spirit podcast.
Oof. No.
No, like all of our guests.
Not to my name.
All of our guests. Oh. John, why? You know, he got America skinny, but he did that show.
Exactly.
You know, that would be the
I don't know.
And you're right. You can't. If there's the old saying, if you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah.
And I think right now we're seeing that. I think people don't know their history and how they're slowly just taking that turn towards socialism. Mm-hmm. And they think it's a good idea, and it's not. And what you're seeing, you saw it with Chaz, the city in Seattle. That was your taste of socialism. Coronavirus was your taste of socialism. Chaz is your taste of communism. Marxism.
Okay? Is the Chaz still a thing?
It's being dismantled.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently enough people got killed and raped in there, so now we're dismantling it.
Got it. What was so funny about the, what do you call it, city nation of Chaz?
Yeah.
What did they do exactly when they started? Well, they literally did, they put a wall. They put a wall around. Racist.
Yes, the wall is racist.
What do they need? They're thinking, oh, we need a leader. Okay, got one. Right? Then we need some type of protection. Got some. Dom, what does that remind you a lot of? What does that remind you?
It sounds like the border.
Yeah.
And it sounds like America.
It sounds like America, Dom.
It sounds like what you're saying is the problem. So that just shows you it's not about America that's the problem. It's who's in charge of America. They're the sorest losers in the history of the world, the left. The sorest losers in the world. Obama was president for 8 years, and did Republicans try to impeach him? Did Republicans try to stop every attempt he possibly could to put people in cabinet positions that he wanted? No, not really. We won states. We won seats in other states and Senate and whatever, and we started to play politics. Mm-hmm. The left, they lost, and now they want to play war games. Mm-hmm. They want to play the impeachment. They want to give Trump the Russian agent bit. Like, they're trying to make him a Russian agent. It's just stupid. How fast they went, okay, we're gonna walk this line of liberalism, progressivism, shit, we're getting off the ramp on to socialism. We're just going to go straight at that one. We're going to make up shit. We're going to lie. We're going to get fake dossiers. We're going to commit treason and blackmail and fucking spy on people who are running for president. We're going to do all those things, and it's totally cool because we don't want to lose. What the fuck?
When it comes to the November election, obviously Trump's running again. Is Joe Biden their top running candidate?
Mm-hmm. He got the nomination for the Democrat Party.
When?
A while ago.
So he's the guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy. He's the guy they're putting out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He has some medical issues, bro. And I'm not saying that in a making fun of way, dude. Like, the dude obviously needs help.
Oh, yeah. He's got some problems.
He's got some problems,
I think he forgets where he's at a lot.
A lot. And there's a lot of evidence to that.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine how much when he said, if you don't know whether you're voting for me or Trump, you ain't black? How did that not skyrocket?
I know.
How did you not, like...
How are we still not talking about it? You know? Like, I really want to know how many times CNN covered that. Let's look it up.
I don't... Well, dude, if you look it up, you never know what it's going to become because now they're putting shit out there that's... Or stopping shit from being put out there.
CNN discuss...
I don't know, man. Like, medical issues are a real thing, man, and I'm not just saying that because he's on the left side, man, but I'm just saying that because he's a human, and the man needs help.
Yeah.
And you could see it clear as day, man.
I really envy people who can do this job of... Oh, well, they do have it. They do have it as, whatchamacallit, on CNN. It's the first thing that pops up, actually. Is CNN. What Joe Biden says was outrageous from CNN. Oh, but then it goes, well, something Trump said was also outrageous, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, so they just immediately... But what about this?
Yeah, exactly. What about when Trump called all Mexicans rapists? Oh, God, he didn't do that. Like, that's also...
I was watching a lot of Steven Crowder on the way here about Trump's not a racist. Changed my mind.
He's not.
He's not.
He's just not.
He's
just not.
He's a character, for sure. Do I agree with every decision he makes? No. Do I agree with everything he says? No. But shit, tell me a human besides Jesus that I agree with everything he says and everything that he did or does.
Yeah. I don't like. There's not even much. I don't disagree with what he says. I disagree with the way he says it.
Yes.
Which is like, he's not eloquent enough for America, because we had an eloquent speaker in between him. You know, Obama was a good speaker.
Obama was a great speaker.
Great speaker. Too bad everything that came out of his mouth was fucking garbage. But he was a great speaker. And now
I'll
you
tell
have
you what,
Trump,
if you combine the way Obama spoke and then Trump's moral intentions of what he wants for the country, you got a damn good president.
You got Ronald Reagan.
You got a damn good president.
You got Ronald Reagan. That's who you got.
Yeah.
We had that. I want so desperately for him to just speak better.
But like,
and not.
It was because he's New Jersey, right? That's like
it's New York, you know.
New York. Because when he speaks like that, dude, and he makes such a good point, but the way he says it, it's like, why'd you have to say it like that, dude?
But that's also one of the reasons that I like him and don't like him at the same time, is because he's not polished. He's like, hey, fuck you, next, fuck you. And what I said to my in-laws yesterday, I was like, if I was him, I wouldn't be nice either. Mm-hmm. I have every news outlet in the world looking to ruin me at any second.
Besides Fox. Shout out Tucker Carlson.
Yeah. Literally, you have all of them out looking to get you, every newspaper out looking to get you, and you want to field questions from these people who are asking asinine questions, who are asking leading questions and questions to trap him and try to make it sound like he did call every Mexican rapist. Like, I'm not going to be nice. Fuck you. I don't want to talk to you. Next question. Fuck you. Next question. So I don't blame him. Because, yeah, should the president have more decorum? Sure. But I don't remember a president being this heavily attacked in my lifetime. I mean, you couldn't say anything about Obama or you'd be considered a racist. Like, you say something bad about him, like, about his politics. That's because you're a racist. What? Excuse me? No, I'm not.
What do you think about these celebrities going on social media making a video that they take?
I'm sorry?
The I'm sorry video.
Go fuck yourselves.
What was that all about?
Go fuck yourselves.
Were they literally apologizing for being white?
Yes, for taking their white privilege, taking advantage of their white privilege. That's what they were apologizing about. Yeah. Yes, it was.
What the fuck?
I'm so done with them virtue signaling to America as they're our champions. You're not my champion. You have no idea what it's like to be me. I have no idea what it's like to be you. But I see you make millions of dollars to say some words someone else wrote, and I'm supposed to think of you as my superior? Hey, go fuck yourself.
That's kind of funny, yeah. All celebrities and all actors are literally... I mean, not if they become a director, obviously, but most of them are just saying what's on the script, but just are saying it in a very supportive, good way.
And just a very convincing way. I'm just fed up with them opening their mouths and speaking. I can't take athletes speaking. Did you hear what Brett Favre said?
Mm-mm.
Brett Favre compared Colin Kaepernick and what Colin Kaepernick did to what Pat Tillman did. You know who Pat Tillman was?
No.
He did.
Stop.
He said, the only person I can think of similar would be Pat Tillman. Pat Tillman, and they did something similar, and we consider him a hero, so I would assume...
Can you explain what Pat Tillman did for the people that don't
Pat Tillman
know?
was he a cornerback?
Running back.
He was a running back?
Mm-hmm.
Running back for the Arizona Cardinals.
Yep.
And
He was too big to be a cornerback.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. For the Arizona Cardinals, he played in the early 2000s. And when 9/11 happened, he was like, you know what? I have a bigger calling.
And when he was on the verge of signing a
multi-million dollar contract, he's like, you know what? I feel a bigger calling. I'm going to go serve my country. Walked away from his football career in the prime of his life, walked away from a multi-million dollar contract with the Arizona Cardinals, and joined the Army. And died in a friendly fire accident while they were engaging terrorists. Right?
I don't know exactly how he died. I just know he died.
I believe he died in friendly fire, but they were engaging like enemies, and someone shot him. Like one of his own guys shot him, and he was killed.
Oh.
And Brett Favre thinks Colin Kaepernick and him did something similar. And here's the thing: Pat Tillman died, never saw the multi-million-dollar contract, right? Colin Kaepernick got benched, started protesting, got cut, and then signed a multi-million-dollar contract with Nike to talk. So he didn't give up shit. I don't want to hear it. And then when he had the opportunity to come back in the NFL last year, basically pissed all over that.
Is he coming back now? Are people offering him?
Probably. And that is such, if that's true, that's just pandering. You didn't want him for the 4 years he sat out, but now that George Floyd dies and Black Lives Matter is riling up again, now you want him back? That's pandering. If I'm him, I'd be like, fuck that. Like, that's ridiculous. Now you listen to me? Like, what did Colin Kaepernick have a good point? Sure. He's talking about police brutality.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a better way he could have done it, but he's talking about police brutality. Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
But he did not do the same thing that Pat Tillman did.
No.
Not even close.
Mm-mm.
So let's just stop, doing that comparison. And also the other stupid thing in the news today was Deadspin wants and is seriously pushing for the PGA Masters.
Yep, I saw that.
To change its name because racism.
Yep. So is Black Friday.
Black Friday should definitely change because that's crazy racist.
Yeah.
We're in a twilight zone.
And like,
if you get your master's degree, you should feel like a racist.
Now there are people trying to take down Mount Rushmore.
Yep.
My dad grew up on that flipping thing, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
why? Like that's what I was saying earlier. We have to be able to appreciate the good and the bad. I said to Vinny yesterday, I was like, did George Washington own slaves? Yeah, probably. But he also led this country to freedom and helped find the documents and the country that we live in that eventually freed the slaves. So, I mean, are we going to ding George Washington because it was a socioeconomic trend to have slaves? I don't understand that logic. Everyone did.
We're not saying it's right to have slaves.
No. Whether it was right or wrong, everyone did. Mm-hmm. So, what does that mean for history? I don't get it. That's dangerous. Mm-hmm. He was a great person who did great things, and That's it.
And
yes,
same
he had
thing
slaves.
with Teddy Roosevelt. Did Teddy even have slaves?
I don't even think he did.
He was supposed to be removed from a museum spot because he was next to Native Americans, and I think next to an exhibit that was also near African American exhibit or something, and they thought that he was on his horse looking like he was their master.
Oh.
Even though it wasn't in the same area, just because he was on a horse with his sword near a Native American exhibit was looking like he was their master, even though it was completely two different exhibits. Like, what do they want from this dude? What are they?
The reason because has removed the statue of Theodore Roosevelt because it explicitly depicts black and indigenous people as subjugated and racially inferior. Because he's on a horse and they're not.
I'm pretty sure that's just because they didn't have fucking horses.
I guarantee you the Indians did, but I can't even say that. You can't even say Native. You can't even say. You have to say indigenous or Native American. They're Indians.
So the guy that beat me on stage last year, the African American that beat me on stage just because he was standing on a higher pedestal than I was right there, is that racism?
Racism doesn't work that way. Racism is a one-way street where only one person can be subjugated to racism. You can only be racist if you're white. Black people can't be racist. Asian people can't be racist. You can only be racist if you're white. That's what literally everyone wants you to believe, which just isn't true. Here's the thing: if any black person looks at a white person, if a black person looks at a white person and goes, "That person is going to be mean to me because I'm black," you're being racist.
Yeah.
The black person's being racist. Because you're assuming based on the color of my skin I'm going to be mean to you.
Okay, let me bring up a point.
It's literally that way.
Okay, so they're blaming us for our great grandfathers that I don't even know. Yeah. I don't even know who the hell it is. I don't even know whether they own slaves or not.
You don't even know if they're wealthy enough to own slaves.
And they want us to apologize for that, correct? Is that kind of their stance?
Apologize and pay.
Okay, so are all Germans now accountable for what Hitler did?
Should be.
Is that what they're saying?
Should
or
be.
Is everybody that's let's say related to Hitler, or related to some of the guards that were from Hitler, even though they don't even know who they were or what they existed, but it's in their family tree or something?
You're the great grandson of a Nazi. You should pay.
Or just all Germans in general.
One would be led to assume.
Isn't that the same thing they're kind of portraying? So that's not a stupid identity to take?
And Egyptians should also pay. That's what I'm saying. You want to remove statues? We're going to start knocking down the pyramids? Because that was built with slave labor.
But this is the thing, man.
Where's it end?
No, but that's the thing. Like, where this whole thing ends, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't end. So that's why I kind of been stopped looking at the news lately. Just got me into the news, but now I kind of...
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Because
I
like Tucker Carlson, so I liked watching
What's funny is that I got out of the news.
Yeah.
I can't...
Well, dude, it came to a point where I'm like, I know how I treat people.
Yeah.
I know how my friends treat people.
Oh, that's all that matters.
I go to my job. I pay my bills. I have friends. I know how those friends treat people. I know how I treat any people of color. What else can I do?
Yeah.
Because if I make any point and I speak out about it that's not against their side, I'm a racist.
Right. Right. And it's not even... that's the thing. It's not even about... There's one takeaway anyone should take away from the show is that we're not belittling the plight.
No.
We're not belittling the struggle. We simply want to understand, but what's being asked of white America or anybody isn't fairness. It is reverse racism. It's racism. Like, you want me to pay reparations? I didn't own slaves. My ancestors, my American ancestors came from Italy in the 1940s. Like, I'm not American. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I don't have my roots in English people who came here.
Mine came from Sweden. Mine came from...
Like, who gets dinged for what? You know? And I just don't... I don't see that as a good way to go about it.
Do they just want us to say sorry?
I'll happily say, but I didn't do anything. Like, I don't know what I'm saying sorry for.
Like, do all Muslims, are they now accountable for 9/11?
No.
Like, that
Exactly.
like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, are all black people now the same people that beat up that old lady who was trying to defend her store with a 2x4? Should they be held accountable with that?
Nope. The black police officer that died defending the store, the other black police officer who died, and the other one. I see a lot of African American police officers dying.
So, I don't think this is.
It's not fair, and there's no resolution.
No,
We're not coming to a resolution. We're just coming to anger. We're meeting sadness with anger, and I want everyone to understand that, like we said, if everything we think and are told right now is true, then we are 100% apathetic to every single person that got affected by it.
Yes.
His family, his friends, everybody. We're
But even his
100%
family
are asking to stop.
This
Please.
is not what we want.
Yeah, exactly.
Even his family,
Yep.
his blood-related folks,
Yep.
are even asking for this to stop.
Yeah. Are literally going, stop.
This
Cut it
isn't the way they
Cut it
want to
out.
go forward about it.
No, because right now everyone's just angry and scared. Because like I'm scared to, like we know people are scared to go to certain places, and that is because of actions that are being taken.
Mhm.
Where it's like the world. I think I said this on an earlier podcast. The world had Black Lives Matter had the world's ear, because everyone agreed that what this cop did was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, from other police to police chiefs, all of them,
Mm-hmm.
conservative, liberal, everyone agreed that this was wrong, what happened. And now no one's listening anymore because we're scared. Because you're scared to go downtown. You're scared to be in an area. They're closing bridges. They're boarding up your local business. They're boarding up your Home Depots. Because of what? Because what is a new nail gun going to do for George Floyd's family? For you, what is stealing 17 pairs of Nike shoes doing for
I
the
feel
promotion
much better
of
than
your
I got a
problem?
50-inch TV in my room. I feel much better.
Right. What
I
is
feel
it?
much
What is
better.
it all doing? Oh, things can be replaced. People can't be. Okay.
Then
Sure.
tell that to the families that you killed of the
Right.
African-American police officers, everybody that's been
Right.
hurt.
Right. But okay, it can be replaced. Sure. But it's not helping your dialogue.
And to the small business owners that work their ass off to get to a white or black or purple or
Right.
brown or yellow, what are you saying to them when you destroy their business
Right.
and they have
But
absolutely
the
nothing to do
African
about
American
it?
firefighter in I think it was in Minneapolis who saved all his money, opened a barbecue restaurant, now the whole thing's destroyed and burned to the ground. Thanks. I needed that. But like what are you going to say to them? What do they do now? That doesn't matter. They're collateral damage in this whole scheme or this whole process, and it's sad. I want the world to heal, and this is not how you heal. Open a dialogue and have conversation. Trump was down in Dallas surrounded by African American leaders discussing police reform, and they put the Republicans put out a bill on police reform, laying out what we want to do and how we're going to go about police reform, and the Democrats just shut it down. Nope, not doing it. Like,
They don't want a resolution.
no.
They want this, dude.
Right. Because the Democrats care about the African American community once every 4 years. That's it. They want to rally the black vote, and then
Because they
See
can
you
get
later.
the emotional votes from it
Yep.
every time you bring up the word racism.
Yep.
I don't know, dude.
It hurts your brain. It hurts your head. Makes your tummy feel weird. You know.
I don't know.
Anyway, on to much lighter news. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, dude.
Yeah, how's work? You're
I'm doing
welding?
good. I'm welding now. Kind of was an impulse buy, but I think it was God being like, "Hey, dude, try this out. Maybe you like it."
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've always been like thinking about it, you know, and like I wanted to learn another trade, and welding was at the forefront. Obviously, me working at Menards and having a $10 discount or 10% discount or whatever, white privilege.
Yep.
So yeah, dude, I just kind of full sent it, and I've been actually loving it. And now I'm kind of looking into schools and whatnot for welding.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun. I welded my first. So pretty much what you do, I have a stick welder.
Yeah.
And a stick welder, it's a very cheap system, but it's more for just putting simple shit together, right?
Mhm.
And how it kind of works is you have basically steel in front of you. Let's say there's a
You
steel.
could potentially make $56K a year.
Yeah. So not bad. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not great, but hey, blue collar. I think that's an awesome like skill to have. You
Oh,
know,
absolutely.
like literally, like look at all these welded together.
Military support welder, aerospace welder,
That's what I was doing.
pipe welder.
You know,
oh my god!
No, shut up.
The erection you would show up to every day of work if you had to weld a fucking spacecraft.
No, because dude, I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, how
You could hang your helmet on your dick.
am I gonna get to Mars?
I see where you're going.
You see where I'm going,
I see
bro?
where you're going. They're gonna need trades.
They're gonna need trades. Hey,
Shit.
do you know what 2 + 2 is? 4. Good enough. Can you weld? Hell yeah, I can. Mars.
For ship.
Okay, that's obviously.
You
like
can
a-
hammer a nail in some wood. You can be a carpenter up there too.
Exactly. Obviously, that's a far-fetched idea. I mean, Elon, if you're listening, bro, give me 5 years. I'll be working for your company. You bet your ass I am.
You be like, can you bring my friend Dom? What is it? What can he contribute to Mars?
Podcast.
He could be in charge of PR.
Do you need cement?
It's not even called cement. It's called concrete. Whatever. Fuck you. Cement is an additive in concrete. It's not.
Hey, we're on a balcony right now. You kind of want to eat?
I don't think I'd die. I think I'd just be really uncomfortable for a few days. It's all of about 10 feet.
Yeah. But dude, the amount of like things that I could like put that
Yeah.
to,
Right.
I find it fun. I find it something that I can get really good at, and it can become enjoyable from how good I get at it. Plus, if there's any way I'm ever going to be in the space community, it's going to be welding, because math is
Outrageous.
so hard.
You can make $100K a year
From what?
welding.
From what business, though?
It just depends. The guy said that you just need to get good at it.
Well,
I'll send you this link if you want.
I welded a pipe together for the first time today. It was pretty cool.
Really?
Then I grinded it out.
Now, I think that's what my dad did to my water heater.
Okay.
He welded the pipes
Yep.
into the
It's it's fun, man. It's very cool.
Do you use leaded or unleaded solder?
It's a good question.
Yeah, because my dad was motherfucking the unleaded solder up and down this whole house when he was sweating my pipe.
Really?
Just an old man in my water heater room going, motherfucking piece of shit,
Well,
fucking
dude,
unleaded.
probably because it's hard to get that arc started. You know, because it's so hot, and you have this stick. Then I figured I've gotten it down a little bit, but you basically have this holder that you put the stick rod into, and then whatever you're trying to weld, you have to connect this clamp to it. So it gets the electrical current. I don't really know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh, see, there wasn't a current or anything involved. It was a fucking blowtorch and
Oh, so he's
soldering.
doing-
He was soldering.
So, okay.
Yeah.
See, that's okay, because I know there's small welding, which I'm doing. That's stick welding. There's TIG. There's MIG welding, which I want to get
That
into
sounds
next.
racist.
MIG welding is the stick that I'm using, that I'm welding shit with.
Yeah.
You know, it's a stick, but I can only create a line or create something that's only lasts like 20 seconds long.
Okay.
But a MIG welding is you're constantly getting fed the stuff that you're welding, so you could sit there bucking and just for 30 minutes if you really wanted to.
Our listeners are going to be excited about this podcast. They talk about Black Lives Matter and then welding.
It's racist.
Racism. That's cool, dude. Though
Yeah, I'm
I'm
excited
glad you're
about that.
learning a new
A
thing.
new trade, and it's cool.
Because
Yeah.
I've tapped out at learning shit. I'm good.
Dude, I gotta keep learning shit.
Yeah,
If I
I
don't
hear
keep
ya.
learning shit, I'll go crazy.
There's just-
I'm trying to learn more about consciousness lately.
Oh,
I've been.
God.
I don't know if it's very. I think that I've learned more about it. It's also kind of hurting my consciousness, hurting
Are you
it in a
conscious
sense.
of your learning?
No, it's like when you learn more about consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's very hard to now that I know about that stuff, be confident that I am conscious in every situation that I'm at. You know what I mean? So it might
Like, so you're talking about like truly enjoying a moment?
not really enjoying it, just actually being present,
Present.
during it. You know, because
I hear
sometimes I'll be at work, I'm like, I don't even feel like I'm here right now.
Right.
You know, like I completely like feel that I'm somewhere else or some other
Right.
shit. I know it sounds very strange,
No, it makes sense.
but when you learn about it,
Phoning it in is what they call it.
yeah, dude, it's
Yeah.
it's weird. I feel definitely different about being conscious and where I'm at in situations lately. And I don't know if it's because the whole COVID thing, because it just didn't feel real.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's like I'm just numb or some shit. But
Well,
yeah,
I definitely think that once you get into a routine of like especially a new job. Once you get into a routine of that new job, you're basically phoning it in every fucking day.
Yeah.
You know?
And then maybe that's like a good thing. But it's
mean-
also, I want to know what the fuck I'm doing and actually be like, because it's not like I'm doing shit and it's like, oh, you're not even doing this right now. Like, I know I'm doing it, but it's just like...
automatic. It's like driving. Have you ever gotten in your car and started driving?
Yeah.
And then realized when you get to like a certain spot, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Did I stop at a red light?
Exactly. And
like,
that's exactly what I'm trying to explain. It just, like, certain moments, it feels like that. And I don't like that necessarily all the damn time.
No, I don't either. I definitely have struggled with that. It was a point of emphasis when we were getting married, is like, she wrote it in the letter she wrote to me that we read before our wedding. It's like, remind me today of what we're doing and like where we're at. So, you know, for me, sorry for that dead silence, I was thinking.
Nothing wrong with dead silence, dude.
For me,
nothing wrong with it.
For me, when I'm nervous about being the center of attention and I'm the one that's everyone's there to see, I have a tendency in my mind to rush and wait for it to be over. Yeah. And that was tough. And I wasn't being very conscious of what I'm doing. So it was good that every once in a while I would remind myself and snap out of it. So yeah, I definitely feel you on that one. It is, you have to get out of your own mind. And you have to, no, that's the wrong term. You have to get out of your own self to experience yourself. Yeah. To experience yourself and to experience what's going on around you and be like, hey, you know what? All in all, I had a pretty good day today. Yeah. You know, I went to the office. I talked to my coworkers. We had some laughs. We had some good times. I'm back here. I'm with my wife. We cooked dinner. We're talking, and I'm watching a show I like. Being present. Yeah. Being conscious of the decisions you're making and the steps you're taking to your day.
Also, another thing is one of Jordan Peterson's things that I really...
Your boyfriend?
Been helping... Yes, dude, I fucking love that guy, bro. Pay attention to self like you're watching somebody else.
Yeah.
Like everything you say. So like I'm paying attention to you right now and everything that you do and everything that you say. And the way to, like, let's say you're not in a good place right now. One of the ways to fix that is to listen to yourself like you have, like that Yoda, you know, on your shoulder and whatnot. Like you say something, you're like, was that really needed to say? Or did that make you weaker saying that? You know, kind of like that. So I've been really trying to own in on that, because it's like, it's good to know about this shit, but you can also take it in a weird way. You know, so I think I'm in that stage where I'm learning about it, but I'm also like taking it like I'm hearing something and then I'll think I'm applying it, but I'm also just like trying to make it realize like it's happening. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but you're saying, like when you're in the car and you're like, holy shit, how did I get here? Yeah, it's been feeling like that a lot lately. So I've just been trying to like hone in on things and like pay attention to where I'm at right now, because I'm here right now for a reason. Right. And there's things to learn everywhere I go. Yes. That's kind of where...
I mean, if you learn a new thing every day, you learn 365 things at the end of your year.
Yeah, you're damn right.
You know, so you just got to keep that in perspective. But I mean, it's... Especially, I think, with today's day and age, where you have a question, just look it up. You know, there's very little impersonal learning. There's, honestly, like, have you noticed that in the last, like, 10 years, the self-care movement has been very big. There we go. She went on a retreat to Costa Rica with her, like, it was some mindfulness class. Literally, she had to take it for her degree. Yeah. And they did meditation, and they sat on the beach, and they did yoga and all this stuff, and they went sightseeing. I'm like, you went on vacation for school. But it's so big now, where it's like this self-care, this self-reflection, self-help movement is huge.
I think it's very good, but I think also sometimes it can get a little
pussies.
It's making pussies.
It can be making pussies.
You get to a point where you're always needing to feel that you need to express yourself.
Or self-loathe yourself.
Yeah.
And oh, I can't do that, I gotta take care of myself.
Yeah.
Or I can't do that because I really am stressed out and I need a moment.
Yeah.
Like,
that's where, like,
there's a fine line between motivation and pussy, you know, and like you gotta be able to walk it, which means you gotta be able to say I need help.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, sometimes everyone's gotta take that step forward. So I don't like it. I don't like when people go, oh, I'm just taking a day. I'm taking a sabbatical. I'm taking a day for myself.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
No,
My dad's been depressed for 30
years.
years.
For 30 years.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it because it sounds really new agey and wishy-washy for me.
But it is good people are definitely speaking up.
Yeah, I definitely think that there's the stigma of mental illness needs to be removed, and then everyone will feel more comfortable just being themselves.
But that stigma, I don't want to, like, when you say stigma, that's just like, what does that mean?
Well, you have a person who has cancer goes and gets treated for cancer, right? They go get chemo.
Yeah.
Person that has mental illness, a person that has problems with like depression or anxiety goes to a therapist. Oh my God, they have mental illness. Oh my God.
But the thing is that's fucked up about this whole like self-help shit. It never really goes away.
No, not really.
No. Like, it's not like, let's say you do have cancer, let's say you have it in your thyroid and you get a surgery and you take it out and it's gone, you're good. But with the depression thing and the anxiety thing and the stress thing, there's like, yeah, sure, you might feel good one day.
Yeah.
You know, and you might think, oh, I'm in the clear, let's fucking go. Like, 2 summers ago, I thought I was like that. Yeah. Like, I was just like, I figured it out, dude. I figured it out.
I got it.
I got it.
Take one step out the door. Motherfucker.
Yeah. Like, so I don't think it's like, I think they're in a wrong where it's like, oh, man, do these steps and you'll fucking be good, bro. You know, you're not going to have that shit anymore. Like, no. Like, you could be good for 20 minutes and then the next 20 minutes you're like,
I think that there is definitely a catalyst for a lot of people's anxiety and depression. I think that there is one thing in your life that is causing it.
Yeah.
Because for me, I figured that one out and I got rid of it.
Yeah.
And now the things that do give me anxiety, I have a better time of dealing with them.
Yes, you have more control over it. Because you do need to learn over it because it's like, yeah. So I get that.
So once you find what that one thing is and if you can remove it effectively, if you can remove it,
you learn how to deal with it.
Then you learn how to deal, because once you make that area good and strong, then you can deal with
and you know how to adapt
anything.
Better things ahead of when more shit comes. Because it's not like that problem, that my problem might go away, but roll the dice, let's see what comes up next.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know what's going to come up.
But you just learn how, I dealt with that, now we got that good, what's coming up next?
Yeah.
You know, because I've definitely been in if things are going like super good in a day, I'm like, what the fuck is about to happen?
What's around the corner?
What's
what's gonna ruin it?
Ever since like
That's
my head's been
self-sabotage,
like,
bro.
Exactly.
That's
and I don't like that.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I've that's one thing I've tried to get better on.
I would say I was the king of self-sabotage when it came to relationships. Unknowingly. Like, I would literally just be me and I would ruin things.
I mean, that makes sense. I know you for a while, you know. It
Yeah.
definitely does. If you be yourself, you're just going to fuck things
Exactly.
up.
And that's why I married the woman I married. Because, like, I could be myself. And, like, it makes so much. There's been very few women I've dated in the long list that I have where I could be myself.
Yeah. And
they were good ones. They were good relationships.
But that's not a good for you, though.
What do you mean?
Like, being in those relationships wouldn't have been good for you.
No. I don't believe in this whole idea that there's the one. I don't believe that. I think that every relationship is not a soulmate. I think every relationship is work.
Yeah.
It's a give and a take. It's not just like, oh, we were meant to be together. See you in divorce court. Like, it's not that way.
We met at a
so
Whole
I think
Foods.
I think there's several people that I've dated that I could have married.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work out. We were just in different places in our life when we met, and it was just, we hadn't matured yet, and that's just what happens.
Yeah.
But
because I've never been in a real relationship before.
Yeah.
And I've caught myself recently, like, watching relationships, as weird as it fucking sounds.
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, when we go inside and you're talking to your wife, I'm probably going to be watching both of your guys' like, reactions, the way you talk and the way you see things.
Personas.
It's kind of fucking weird, dude, but I'm just letting you know. I do that.
Great. Just
like, my brother and his girlfriend's relationship, when they're around me hanging out, I'll fucking watch them like hawks. It's a very weird thing, and I'm not watching them like hawks to be like a creep or anything, because it's just because I've never been in that situation before.
You're not standing behind them going, kiss her.
No.
Like, you're not doing that?
No, but it's just like, I've never been in that situation before, and I'm not like, feel bad for me, but it's like, I'm just trying to like see how things react.
You're
and
crying.
like, if he says this thing and she says this thing, how do they react, and like, what is it like to be like, I don't know, dude. You get what I'm
secure
saying?
in the relationship.
Yeah, you
and
get
not
what I'm saying?
scared.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've said shit to my wife that
I know, but like,
probably shouldn't have.
I've just been like, it's like people watching, but
Yeah.
it's people watching relationships.
It's a people watching purpose.
Yeah.
I
So
hear you on
I
that
don't know
one.
what that is.
I
but
hear you on that one. It's all
kinda
good.
weird.
It works out.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit it. Like,
That's
hey,
it.
I creep on your relationship for sure. It's
That's
not like I'm going on your
alright.
social media, but it's like,
Have you done that?
No.
I don't post a lot. I literally have just been like, my father-in-law will send me text conversations and clippings from the news and stuff from, like, he'll send me text conversations from family members, other family members who are so left they might as well be in Ecuador, and I can't, like, I'm reading this and I'm like, I can't fucking respond.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even respond to you. Like, I can't respond to what you're sending me because I'm going to see that person at a party and want to go, motherfuck you.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay. I couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have that energy.
Yeah.
But, like, it's so unhealthy, and that's one thing I'm trying to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because I will bring it here. I will bring it to my wife, and I will go, did you see what your cousin said today?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to start a fight with her, because it's not even going to be worth it.
Yeah. Like
know?
you said, you ruin things based off of your political stances.
I do
sometimes.
ruin
You do,
them. I
which
do.
isn't a good
But
thing.
to be fair, like, I couldn't marry someone that doesn't believe the same things I do. I
No.
just couldn't. I would. Fuck.
There's a
dude,
couple
fuck.
things that, like, for me, in order for me to be friends with a person, not really friends, but to, like, really, like
Do
our
a podcast.
relationships. Yeah, like, I was stood up in your wedding. You're gonna
Right.
stand up in mine. Like,
Right.
there's people, like, I have, like, 6 boys. You
Yeah.
know, like, my fucking boys. But for it, like, I don't want to say I have a list in order for you to be my boy. You need to do this, this, and that. But you have to be on the same moral guideline.
Right.
You know, like,
No,
all my
yeah.
boys
Right.
were pretty pro-life. And that's
Right.
one of my things that's, like, that's my big...
Yeah.
You
You're not
know?
coming to a barbecue if you're gonna talk about
Yeah,
murdering 8-year-olds. You know.
exa-
Like, I
yeah,
can't-
so, like, I don't know. It's, like, simple shit like that.
Yeah,
so.
I understand. It's tough because you want to be like, and I lucked out. Almost all of my coworkers who are direct coworkers with me are
Mhm.
all conservative.
That's good.
All conservative. So it's like easy shit.
Yeah.
But like when I worked with you,
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, is
Well, dude, have you
everyone
noticed that, like, any
the
hard
same?
jobs that you've had, most of your coworkers are pretty conservative?
Yeah. Yeah. Because they know.
They
Well, you know what? The thing though is that they're all my age too, and they're conservative, which
Yeah.
gives me hope.
Yeah.
It gives me hope for the Illinois, you know, like we have young people coming up
Yeah.
as conservatives, which is good, you know. And like Vinny, he was pretty liberal, but like talking to him and like showing him things that are like honestly happening to us. I'm voting for fucking Trump. Like
Yeah.
he's like, I'm voting for fucking Trump. This is bullshit.
It's the lesser of two evils.
It honestly is, and that's like, but see, for me, I don't even see it as an evil. I
No.
see it as a necessity. I see it as an absolute necessity to say to every single person that's been in politics, you have Maxine Waters, 50 years in politics, Hillary Clinton, 50 years in politics, Joe Biden, 50 years in politics, Chuck Schumer, 50 years in politics, Nancy Pelosi, 50 years in politics. But every problem that's happening with America is because of Trump, who's been in office for 3. Who's been in public service for 3 fucking years. Everything is his fault.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a really good point. That's
like,
a very
it's
good
not.
point.
You've had 50 fucking years, and one of you was the vice president for 8, and you did nothing to reform the police, to help black communities, and do shit.
But as soon as shit Trump.
As soon as shit goes bad, it's the white conservative. I can't fucking take that. That's
Yeah.
just bullshit. You know, it's not logical, and that's just my big thing.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. As much as I want to keep talking political
I
things,
can't
I
anymore.
really don't
So
want
how
to.
have you been following the sports realm?
Not at
Not at all?
dude.
Really?
Not at all.
You're not gearing up for baseball? What do you
Not-
think about that?
I don't even know what's happening.
Really?
Baseball coming
this
back?
is fun. Yes, it is.
Wow.
This is, for once, we're on the opposite end of the table.
Baseball's
Usually-
coming back.
Baseball's coming back. They report July 1st, and then the first game's July 24th.
And it's going to be 24th to when? Are they going to play through November or?
October.
Whoa.
60 games.
No shit, dude.
Every game matters, man.
That's
Every game
badass.
matters. Yeah,
That's
it's
a
gonna be
badass.
insane.
You can actually follow that.
Oh, easy money. But I can't watch the Cubs because they're only on marquee. So,
Oh, man, 60 games. I bet this changes how many games they usually play in a regular season.
we're playing, what, 100 less? 60 less? Isn't it like
How many
180
games? 60? 162 games a year.
Yeah, we're playing 100 less.
I bet a lot of people are going to get into baseball because of
I
this.
bet a lot of people are going to get into baseball because, dude, look, okay, remember you know how there's that sweet spot in sports?
The pocket.
The pocket. There's that
fucking
pocket. There's a pocket of sports where you have baseball. You have postseason baseball. I think you might even have hockey,
and then college football,
basketball, college football, and the NFL for like 1 month.
It's like, September.
Yeah.
September.
Yeah, when you have
September,
everything.
October. I bet it's October, to be honest.
Yeah.
October is postseason baseball.
Where you have everything.
Yeah, September,
And
October.
it's gonna be like that.
Yeah.
In the end of summer.
I was just the only sport I really genuinely pay attention to is college football.
Really?
I really enjoy college football. I think it's because my dad and I are really into that together, and that's some good football, bro. That's some really good football.
Yeah, I'm so excited because baseball is coming back, and then the NBA is gonna start at the end of July too.
Okay.
MLS is already gonna. I don't watch soccer, but MLS is back, which is
Okay.
good. You got fuck soccer,
Fairies.
grass fairies. You got that coming back. You have golf coming back. You have
But
NFL.
not the Masters, though.
No, it's gonna. Someone said, I know what we can call the Masters, golf tournament. We could just call it golf tournament.
The important one.
Yeah, the really, 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 really good at golf.
This
game.
is the one that tells who's the best.
Yeah, it's crazy. Fucking everyone that has your master's degree, racist.
Yep.
Everyone that's a grandmaster at chess, racist.
Racist.
What else?
My mom has a master's degree. Is she racist?
Yes.
Damn it. Mom, what are you doing?
Call her right now. Call her
I'm
right now
sorry,
and tell
Mom,
her you
you're
gotta burn
racist.
that thing. You know?
You're racist.
You're a racist. So there's just the pocket of sports is literally gonna be at the middle to end of summer, and I'm super excited.
That's actually super exciting that it's 60 games. That is super cool. That is very cool.
Yeah.
That's going to be exciting to watch. You're not going to see as many Tommy Johns. Amen.
That would be awesome. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot more starters going.
You got bounce?
Well, no, I think we're ready for golf. So, let's wrap this up, guys. Keep in mind a couple things from the podcast. Not racist.
We're not racist.
Not racist. We want everyone to be treated fairly and
work
equally.
with African Americans.
Same. I love everyone. I just don't like people. Okay.
Facts.
Sorry for the delay on this one taking so long, but it'll be up soon.
New video every 2 weeks to a year.
Maybe a month. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Peace out.
Bye.